Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The Royal Bahamas Police Force Northern Division helping to mold the lives of the nation's youth this summer. Camps are being held in all districts on Grand Bahama, and campers had an opportunity to hear from the Assistant Commissioner of Police and were given a special treat as well. Italia Hall reports.
For the past few weeks, these campers have been a part of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Camp, which focuses on discipline, accountability, and responsibility. Assistant Commissioner of Police Samuel Butler says the main purpose of the camp is for police officers to invest in the lives of young people.
An investment that have invaluable contribution to their development. From a social point of view, just to be able to see police officers up front, to know that they are real people, they act during these periods as their guardian with good love and care and compassion, and they actually see that from their local police officers.
Bahamas First is a dedicated contributor to the annual police camp. The company decided to give the children beach balls this year. ACP Butler says the police force has a great partnership with Bahamas First.
They started us out with financial donations. Now they're back here again, ensuring that our children are happy with these wonderful beach balls, and we know that they'll have tremendous fun playing with them.
Office manager at Bahamas First, Lorraine Dawkins, says the company thought it was important to give the children something extra this year.
We have so many youths, and our beaches are the most beautiful beaches in the world. So why not treat our children to some beach balls? Yes, we've already told them don't swim after those beach balls because Bahamas First won't go after you. But yes, definitely, we give them some beach balls this year as, just as a token, because, we see the need in the community, and wherever we can assist, we try to.
EMS personnel also demonstrated the work of an emergency medical response team for the campers. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
The Metamorphosis camp that focused on mentoring young adolescent girls has come to a close on Grand Bahama. As Kimberly Mullings tells us, those in attendance walked away with an important life lesson.
Vice President of Charism Ministries Metamorphosis Summer Program, Karen M. Brister, has been working with young girls for over a decade now. This year, she, along with other like-minded community women, hosted a summer camp for 20 adolescent girls, working with them one-on-one. Umbrissa says it has been a pleasure to see the turnaround in the young girls in 2 short weeks.
It's amazing how many of these young girls have some anger and bitterness and jealousy and low self-esteem. We've seen changes in some of these girls already, the transformation. We're working with them about renewing your mind.
Shia Carey, Brianna Dawkins, and Raven Williams shared what they learned as a part of the Metamorphosis Summer Camp.
We've learned how to act, we learn how not to be angry. We learn to be nice.
I learned about inner beauty, how to love myself, how to forgive people. My favorite part was interacting with different girls and learning their personality.
I've learned to be you and don't try to copy other people what you see. And I learned to do crafts because I never knew I could create like that.
16-year-old Danae Ferguson says she sees herself returning as a mentor. Her time was well spent as a mentee.
We learned about being confident in ourselves and knowing that our bodies is the temple of the Lord, and knowing that there's inner beauty. Instead of focusing on exterior looks, we looking inside of our works, being charitable, being happy instead of depressed and mad, angry. And we also learned about crafting. It really helps the young ladies to focus on what they're dealing with. It really helps.
Mentor and craft instructor Vienna Forbes says she wanted the girls to express themselves through art, be it through jewelry making or by painting.
When you're painting and when you're doing craft, it keeps your mind calm. It helps you to vent a lot of stuff that you're dealing with. So it's really, and so they start to really enjoy it more and start to express themselves on their painting, even with doing the coconuts and even with doing the painting.
She says she feels fulfilled being a part of the Metamorphosis team.
And I'm doing something that helps our community For me, the community is very, very important to me, and these girls are very, very important to me. To see their morals and the principle that's going on in our country now, it really bothers me. And to see that they're getting it, and they now know their self-worth and their value of who they are, it's going to be a better nation.
Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
You can still donate to keep the Regency Theater alive. A telethon was held this past Sunday, but friends of the Regency say no amount is too small, and your donation is always welcomed.
The theater has been a creative outlet for me, and not just me, for my students at St. George's High School, where we launched the Performing Arts Department. So the theater has opened their doors to my students who've also been able to be creative and do a lot of shows and great things here at the theater. So it's a very influential part of my life as well as my students.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
I would hate to see the theater close its doors because, like I said, from a teacher's perspective, when you can get young people involved in something positive, and that's what this theater's been, I would hate to see the doors close. And so anything that I can do, I'm willing to do.
Over you made a way, and we're standing here only because you made a way.
My students range from singers, dancers, and actors, and so they do everything from every time there's an audition call, my students are here. Where they even do community cleanup in the back, where we came in and we assisted them with cleaning up the back in the prop rooms. I even have students that actually work when we're not even involved. They've taken upon themselves to be a part of the media team and the dance team, and without me having to say, hey, you want to go be a part, they have taken the initiative, which tells me that this has been a positive place for them to come to, and it's almost like a home away from home for them. So
Now, if you would like to donate to the cause, you can contact 603-GIVE. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Hi, I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Marcus asked, when I go to the bathroom, every once in a while I see what looks like blood in my stool, but I have no pain. Is this something I should worry about? Marcus, thanks for your question, which is related to an issue that is more common than you might think. Blood in the stool is caused by bleeding somewhere in your gastrointestinal or GI tract. That's the system that digests and eliminates the food we eat. Bleeding from the lower portion of the GI tract, mainly most of the small intestines, colon, anus, and rectum, can show up in stool, and there are many people who visit doctors' offices or are admitted to the hospitals each year to be treated for conditions related to bleeding. Hemorrhoids, which are enlarged veins in the anal area that can rupture and produce bright red blood, are the most common cause of lower GI bleeding. Anal fissures or tears in the lining of the anus can also cause bleeding and are often very painful. Other conditions like colon polyps, cancer of the colon or rectum, some intestinal infections, Crohn's disease, and ulcerative colitis, which are inflammatory conditions, can all cause bleeding. Some of these can be serious, so if you experience any bleeding while passing stool, please see a doctor or visit one of our community clinics as soon as possible. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away, a check on sports is up next.